Hello, YouTube. Welcome, everybody. All right. TikTok is actually ready. I can just click go live on TikTok. We're good today. Hey, guys. All right. TikTok is good. Reverse camera. Boom and boom. There we go. All right. Excellent. All is well. Hello, TikTokers. Discord, YouTube. Moving the camera down ever so slightly. There we go. Oop, flowers are blooming nicely too. Gives added color, which I like. Hold on, I'm still trying to adjust. There we go. That's a little better. That's a little better. Okay. Oh, I saw that. Thank you for the gift there, Ash and Richard. I was going to say, corner of my eye, I saw the gift popping up there. Thank you, guys. Oh, how are we all doing today? Busy day. Well, busy-ish day. Hey, Ziekite in Netherlands. How are you? Oh, how are we doing, guys? What is today? Tuesday. I feel like it's been a busy week already. You got a notification today? Well, there's a first from TikTok. Well, good. Glad to hear it. Thank you, Jocelyn, for the gift. Gabs, Mikey as well. Oh, I don't know. I'm like out of it today. My shirt, I'm wearing my other Ukraine flag shirt. This is the one I think I had in Chicago. The red one? Or no, maybe. This might be the one I had in Chicago. But I like this one because I like red. So I like to wear my red shirts. Thank you, user. Glad you got notified. Thank you, Mark, for the gift. Jean, Mikey. Or I say Jean-Marquis, not Jean. Jean-Marquis. Merci. Norm from Cheers. Oh, wait, was it Norm or George who died? Which one died today? Somebody from Cheers died today. I thought it was George, or maybe the actor's name was George. Hey, Rory. Hey, Camacho. Hey, Mushu. Thank you for the gifts. Norm died. Oh, wow. Wow. How old was he? Oh, his name was George Wendt. That's what it was. I saw George and I thought it was the postal guy. The postal. Oh, God. That's okay. Camera's good enough. It's kind of sliding down on me. Real name. Okay. 75. It's not that old. Was he still over? He was very overweight on the show, which was not great, obviously, health-wise. Hey, Bryce, thank you for the gift. Thank you, Spider. Wow. Norm. Exactly. Norm. Cliff was the mailman. You're right. Not George. You're right. Hey, DBZ from the UK. Jason Sudeikis' uncle. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, well, more deaths. Hey, Chazak, thank you. So welcome, guys. We've got not a ton of news. We got news. I don't think it's there's like decently big news today, but it's not a big news day, so to speak. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Adventures, Chazak, Max for the gifts. Your grandfather grew up in Ukraine, passed away before you were born. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, Heather. So, guys, welcome. I'm John Aravosis. So this is our daily news show I do out of Washington, D.C. Hey, Jens. Good to see you. Oh, you've been away on exercise? Oh, that's good. This is our show we do. We basically do a news update every day, Monday to Friday. Since I'm in Washington, D.C., I start with American news, and then we talk about the latest news from the war in Ukraine. That's pretty much it. I ask you guys to try to remember me with your gifts on TikTok and YouTube because I do this for a living, and your gifts quite literally pay the bill. So thank you for that. There's news. I would say there's enough news today. It's not a huge news day, but there is news. You know, when the war in Ukraine ends, I'm going to keep doing American news and world news like I'm doing now, Danny. You know, that was sort of part of the segue here anyway, was the first half of the show or whatever. I do the latest news from Washington since I am a Washington political guy. This is Washington, D.C. So it kind of made sense to talk about, and with Trump especially, it kind of made sense to talk about the political news because how do you avoid talking about Donald Trump if you're somebody who covers politics is what I mean. So, all right, let's get rolling. So, Donald Trump is preparing to arrest a Democratic congresswoman. Her crime was publicly disagreeing with Donald Trump and embarrassing him. So this is obviously a big deal, a big affront on democracy, another step towards fascism. And as I've said before, there is nothing Donald Trump isn't capable of. As I told the BBC 8 years ago when they didn't believe me, there is nothing Trump isn't capable of. He's capable of anything. And now he's literally going to arrest members of Congress. So here's what happened. About a week or two ago, 3 members of Congress go to inspect a federal facility, immigration facility. These are the facilities Trump is using to, oh, thank you for the wing, Succeed. It's the goofiest gift, but it's very funny. Thank you for that. And very generous as well. So Trump, 3 Democrats, members of Congress, go to an ICE facility, an immigration facility. It's where Trump has been illegally, really, kicking people out of the country. Thank you, adventurers. Whether, as we've said before, whether or not somebody's here illegally or not, I'm not thrilled about people coming to my country illegally, but we have to follow the law when we are kicking them out. We can't just break the law while kicking them out. We can't commit a felony while kicking them out, because that makes you a felon, and it makes you as bad as them, if not worse. Trump, sadly, has been committing felonies. And Democrats go to inspect the facility. The Democratic governor of Newark, New Jersey, shows up too. They decide to arrest the Democratic governor of New Jersey for no reason. By the way, they just dropped the charges because they had no charges against him. They arrested the Democratic governor of New Jersey, who simply went, literally, what happened was, he goes there. He goes, I want to be let in too. And they said, well, we can't really let you in. We can only let in members of Congress. Finally, they said, okay, we'll let you in. They let him inside. He then decides he's going to do like a press conference inside the gates of the immigration facility. They said, well, sir, you can't do it inside. The mayor isn't allowed to do it inside the facility. You've got to step outside. He said, okay. They open the door. He steps outside. A bunch of men with black hoods tackle the guy and arrest him. He's a mayor of Newark, New Jersey. He's a Democrat. They tackled him. Okay. Maybe said governor, didn't mean it. Mayor of Newark, New Jersey. They tackled him and arrested him for the crime of showing up and wanting to do a press conference. And they said, no. He said, okay. And he left. Well, the 3 Democratic members of Congress were there. They were obviously very upset that Trump was having a governor of New Jersey, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, arrested. So they got into a thing, whatever, with the guard. They were trying to surround the governor to stop them from the governor. I keep calling him a governor, trying to stop the mayor from getting arrested. Well, bottom line is, Trump is upset that the Democratic members of Congress were upset that Trump was arresting the mayor. So they're arresting one of the female members of Congress for assault because she assaulted the federal officials. They released a 2-minute video. And this is the funny, not funny, but funny. The funny part, it shows that there's like these agents are coming in and kind of pushing by the female congresswoman, right? The female government official. And literally it says that the analysis of the video said at one point, her left elbow touched one of the agents. And at another point, I thought she was 80 years old. Thank you, Robert. Are you sure she's 80 years old? Because I almost was going to say 80 because I thought she was 80, but I didn't want to say it without checking. Somebody double check if she's 80 years old. Her name is LaMonica McIver, MCIVER. Google it. Google it right now for me, somebody. LaMonica McIver, not 80. That's what was my fear. How old is she? MCIVER. Do not give me an answer if you haven't Googled. I'm going to Google it because I know some of you like to give answers when you haven't checked things. Let me see. LaMonica, come on. LaMonica McIver. Here we go. No, she's young. She's 38 years old. Okay. Remember what I've told you, Robert. Don't repeat things you haven't checked. She's 38 years old. The video literally shows at one point, her right elbow touches someone. At another point, her left elbow touches someone. That's it. That's it. They're accusing her. And my favorite part, the Trump people. This is an assault on federal law enforcement. We will not tolerate disrespect for federal law enforcement. We will not tolerate violence against federal law enforcement unless you try to overthrow the government. In that case, Trump is giving you $5 million, which is the news that was announced today. Trump is going to be giving $5 million of federal taxpayer money to Ashley Babbitt's family, the family of the woman who joined in the violent insurrection, one of the domestic terrorists who tried to violently overthrow our government. Babbitt, you may recall, is the woman who climbed through the window. We talked about this yesterday. She climbed through the window of the secret area in the U.S. Capitol that was housing the members of Congress that the insurrectionists were trying to kill. And there was a security guard, there was a glass door, security guard holding the guns, pointing at them saying, do not come through here. Do not come through here. And the insurrectionists broke through the window and she started climbing through the window. They warned her and they shot her and she died. That's what happens when you FAFO. She was warned, she was shot, and she died. Trump is giving her family $5 million for being an insurrectionist. Trump pardoned 1,500 domestic terrorists who tried to violently overthrow our government, who assaulted 140 police officers. 140 police officers were assaulted by the Trump people, the Trump supporters, on January 6th. Trump pardoned them all. He pardoned multiple white supremacists convicted of sedition. They were convicted in a court of law of trying to violently overthrow our government. Sedition. Trump pardoned them. But the Trump people are now saying, again, the same day they're giving $5 million to the family of a violent insurrectionist, they're now saying, oh, we would never tolerate disrespect for law enforcement. Yeah. Unless it's a Trump supporter trying to violently overthrow the government, then it's okay. This is fascism, pure and simple. It is one step closer to a fascist government in America. That's what it is. I mean, there's really no other nicer way of putting it. It's pretty sick. It's very sick. Elon Musk, Elon says that he plans to do a lot less political spending going into the future. Yeah, Elon, here's the thing. Your brand is toast already. Tesla, your brand is toast. People know who you are. You're a company that supports fascists and neo-Nazis around the world. You support them in the UK. You support them in France. You support them in Germany. We know who you are as a company. Elon claiming he's not going to spend as much now helping elect fascists around the world like he did in the US, killing children in Africa like Bill Gates accused Elon of doing. Yeah, Tesla, unfortunately, you've already killed children in Africa. You've already, as Bill Gates just said, you've already given AIDS to children in Africa. I'm not sure Elon stepping back from political spending after he's already, according to Bill Gates, killed children and given them AIDS is going to convince me now to buy a Tesla. But Elon's trying. Tesla's trying. Never forget who they are. Never forget who they are. The Food and Drug Administration. So this is interesting. So we've talked about this before about how good Republicans are at messaging and how bad Democrats are at messaging. You know how Republicans like to play games. Games isn't even the right word. There is an anti-science bent now in the Republican Party, unfortunately. They're anti-vaccine, unfortunately. And, you know, with COVID, we all know the shenanigans the Republicans have played with COVID. They're still fighting COVID, guys. COVID was 5 years ago. They're still fighting COVID. This is the difference between Democrats and Republicans. Okay. Democrats stopped arguing about COVID years ago. Republicans are still fighting COVID. Guess what the Trump people did today? They announced that COVID vaccines are no longer going to be approved for anybody who isn't either 65 and over, seniors, or people with asthma, some diseases like that. The rest of you will no longer be able to get the COVID vaccine. That's at least what they're talking about. It's not going to be approved for people younger anymore. Because, you know, why would you want a vaccine that would stop you from getting an illness that could kill you, or at the very least give you long COVID that people are finding is ruining their lives? Right? But again, it's bad enough what they're doing. Okay. They're now basically making it so that you can't get the COVID vaccine anymore. But what's even worse is not even worse, but guys, they're still fighting COVID. They're still doing it. Right? I mean, that's the amazing thing to me is they never, ever stop. They never stop. The lies are incessant. The lies are every day, every minute of every day. And again, sending the message, oh, yeah, because again, what they're trying to do is say, oh, yeah, that vaccine wasn't right. They're trying to falsely claim that the vaccine wasn't safe is what they're falsely claiming. And they're doing it through this. It's just again and again and again and again and again. You know, I got my booster. I got my booster a couple months ago, and I've got asthma, so I'm able to get one anyway. But it's absolutely sickening. It's Absolutely sickening. Oh man. Anyway, what else we got here? Actually, that's it for there isn't a ton, there's news, but there isn't a ton of news today. That's it for the Trump news. Oh, Maddie says she has long COVID. Oh, that sucks. Sorry about that. What else? I mean, we'll get up. Thank you. Who's that? Adventure. Thank you, Adventures, for the cool for the fairy wings. Thank you, Sasha R. Jimmy Kimmel canceled his show in respect for President Biden. I don't know what that means. Are you sure? That sounds weird. Why would he do that? We've got Ukraine news. We're doing that in a second. That just sounds weird. If you sure that's true? That sounds really weird. Why would you cancel your show? Biden got cancer. You're not going to do your show? I believe you, but that just seems really weird. Really weird. Oh, Jake Capper was the scheduled guest. That's different. Okay, that's different. Okay, I see. He canceled the interview with Jake Tapper. Okay, that's different. No, I thought you meant he was just canceling the show or something. Anyway, American Pie. I wish. Or who? The old father or the young kid? Although I'm a little old to be the young kid. And the old father was goofy, wasn't he? Oh no, the old father was what's his face, wasn't it? Or I'm trying to remember who the father was. Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's talk a little bit about Ukraine. So the Ukraine news. Oh God. So here we go. Eugene Levy. Was he the one that was in was he in American Pie as well? He is pretty funny. I mean, he's goofy. I loved him in Schitt's Creek. Hilarious in Schitt's Creek. I actually never saw American Pie. I've never seen it. Is it a good movie? I mean, I know like it was a popular movie, but is it a good movie? But I've never seen it. Thank you, Linda. Oh, it is a good movie. Okay. I'll rent it sometime. Why not? Yeah, I'll rent it. I mean, I know people liked it. I just was always like, I was never, Danny hated it. Yes, Schitt's Creek I've seen. Schitt's Creek is one. I mean, I've seen the whole series, Schitt's Creek. Yep, that I know. Thank you, Big Hawk. Thank you, MBW. Anyway, all right, let's keep going here. Tornado watch for Julian somewhere. All right, let's keep moving here. So Trump is going to be kicking out Ukrainians and Haitians, all the Ukrainian immigrants who are here fleeing the war. Trump's going to kick them out. Big surprise. This was from, I'm not sure which one paper I got this from today. Trump has devised plans to spend up to $250 million earmarked for foreign assistance to fund instead the removal and return of people from active war zones, including 700 or conflict zones, 700,000 Ukrainian and Haitian migrants who fled to the U.S. Okay, I wish they wouldn't say migrants. They're not migrants. 700,000 Ukrainian and Haitian immigrants who fled to the U.S. amid extreme ongoing violence back home, according to the Washington Post. Anything? Well, there's a combination. It's not just for Russia. He's doing the Ukrainian thing for Russia, but the idea that, I mean, he's making Venezuelans go back home. We don't like Venezuela. Like as a government, our government, Republicans especially, hate the Venezuelan government. Right? It's a leftist government. They're making Cubans go back home. They're making Afghans go back home. Men and families from Afghanistan. These include people who risked their lives helping us. Okay. And we promised them they would be allowed to naturalize citizens in the US. We're kicking them out. We didn't even bring them all in, but we're kicking them out. But instead, as Infinite just said, we're bringing white South Africans because of the famous white South African genocide that doesn't really exist. We're letting them in because they're white people living in a sea of black people. They Trump will let in. Nobody else though. So there's really no addition. There's a little more news. There's no further news on Trump's bizarro. Just to remind folks kind of where we are with Ukraine. So Trump yesterday, let's go back a week actually. A week ago, Trump agrees with the Europeans and says, if Vladimir Putin doesn't agree to a 30-day ceasefire, I am going to put new sanctions on Russia, and Europe's going to do it too. A day later, Putin goes, I'm not going to agree to that. Trump goes, okay. And Putin says, you know what? Instead, we'll have a peace negotiation next Thursday, a couple days ago, Next Thursday, we'll have a peace negotiation. Next Thursday, meaning last Thursday, we will have a peace negotiation with me, Vladimir Putin, and Zelensky. And if Zelensky's too chicken, then too bad. Zelensky goes, I'm not chicken, I'll go. Putin goes, doesn't show up. Putin doesn't even send his foreign minister. Putin totally blows off, basically, the negotiations on Thursday in Turkey that Putin called for. And again, the negotiations were Putin's way of getting Trump not to put sanctions because Putin wasn't going to agree to the 30-day ceasefire. So Putin says, I'll negotiate with Zelensky instead. Putin doesn't show up. Trump doesn't put sanctions. Again, Trump said sanctions if you don't agree with the ceasefire. Putin doesn't. Putin says, instead, I'll negotiate with Zelensky. Putin doesn't. No sanctions from Trump. Trump then yesterday claims, I just had a 2-hour phone call. Where were we? I just had a 2-hour phone call with Vladimir Putin, and he's ready to negotiate with Zelensky. The Russians go, we're ready to negotiate the negotiation. The Russians said, we're happy to figure out a, Maj, you're going a little slow today here, aren't you? How is this guy not muted? So, all right, I got him. The Russians are saying that, no, how did you, no, I'm just kidding you, because that guy, I would have gotten rid of that guy that I just got rid of. I would have gotten rid of him earlier. But sorry, because that's why I don't, because they like that. They like when it throws me. Zelensky, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I didn't want to. He was being a dick. What was I talking about before the evil troll threw me? Zelensky, Putin. Oh, yeah, Putin. So what Putin's demands. So Putin is saying, I didn't agree to negotiate with Zelensky about a ceasefire. Putin wants a pre-negotiation. That's what he agreed with Trump. He agreed with Trump yesterday to have a pre-negotiation. And in the pre-negotiation, Ukraine will give up all its land. It's like, what? So the Russians don't want to negotiate a ceasefire until Zelensky agrees already to give up his land in advance. Right? I mean, absolutely boggles the mind. 2 hours, Trump had a phone call. What the hell did he talk about for 2 hours with Putin? Literally nothing was agreed to. Trump has been so played by Putin. Trump has been so humiliated by Putin. He's weak. And we talked about this before. He's very weak. He's very vacillating. He's not the president he used to be. He was a terrible president before, but he wasn't a weak president. Now he's just weak. And we know he's got a thing for Vladimir Putin anyway, but this is just embarrassing at this point. What else we got? News here. German foreign ministry claims, this was interesting. The German foreign minister is claiming that Trump is ready to put additional sanctions on Russia. Johann Vadapfel says there is a great readiness in the U.S. to consider additional sanctions on Russia. As long as Putin is not serious about negotiations, Europeans will be ready to increase measures already rolled out on Moscow. He expects the U.S. to not tolerate the fact that Russia did not impose a ceasefire. Okay, I mean, maybe. I'm not quite sure why the German foreign minister thinks Trump is going to put sanctions on Russia. Maybe. I don't think so. But, having said that, Trump turned around and said, I've got it somewhere in my notes further down. Trump said last night, sanctions could make it much worse, as he thinks there's a chance of getting something. So Trump, who last week threatened sanctions, but then didn't follow through, is now saying, sanctions are a bad idea. Last week, he agreed to sanctions. This is why I'm saying there's something more wrong with the man than before. Hey, Patrick, there's something more wrong with Trump than was wrong with Trump before. He's literally vacillating now, right? Last week, he agreed to sanctions. Now he's saying, sanctions. We'd never want to do sanctions on Russia. That'd be a bad deal. But you literally last week said you were going to do sanctions. So which one is it, right? Just amazing. Anyway, what else we got? The U.S. is working with NATO. Okay, Marco Rubio claimed this. I don't know if it's true. He claims the U.S. is working with NATO partners to locate additional Patriot air defense systems for Ukraine, but says they can't find any. There's no NATO allies don't have any that can be provided. So I'm not, it's not looking hopeful. The Romanian far right guy, the guy that just lost the Romanian presidential elections, who's a wannabe Soviet, basically pro-Putin, anti-Europe, anti-America, anti-America. He's pro-Trump, I'm sure, because Trump is pro-Russia, but pro-Russian, pro-Soviet, anti-Europe, anti-EU. He's now saying the election was stolen from him by foreign powers, which is a Russian, by the way. It's a Russian talking point. The Russians the Russians did this whole big fake talking point. The election, I guess, was probably Sunday, 2 days ago. And the Russians did a whole fake campaign of trying to convince people that the French government stole the election. It was a whole, hey, Cosmin. It was a whole Russian disinformation campaign to convince everybody the French stole the election from the pro-Soviet right-wingers in Romania. So now the pro-Soviet right-winger is complaining that the election was stolen because his Russian masters told him to. So big surprise there. Finally, Kyiv is going to receive 400,000 more artillery shells from the initiative the Czech government set up. But interestingly, the country's opposition party, which is up for elections in October of this year, the country's opposition party says they're going to cut off all aid to Ukraine if they win. I'm not totally up on this, but it sounds like yet another opposition party run from Moscow. Kind of scary, to be honest, that there's this weird pro-Soviet thing. I say pro-Soviet because I'm sorry, but that is who the Russians are in Eastern Europe, of all places. I don't get it. I mean, then again, it's happening in my country, but I really don't get it. Anyway, that's it for the news. See, there wasn't much news today. I mean, it was okay news. News on Ukraine joining the EU, zero. There won't be any news on that for a long time. I don't think there's going to be news on that for a long time. WTF, you keep spamming that. Not sure what you're talking about, but you've written it like 10 times. No idea what you're talking about. I'm not convinced that's even true. I also don't know what I don't know what that even means with supply drop. So no idea. Have I lost weight? Yes. I don't know if I've lost a ton, but I probably lost 3-4 pounds, which is still good. Which I'm very glad. Actually, maybe more than that. I don't remember. I got up decently high. Yeah. No, I still wouldn't mind losing 2 pounds, but I'm at a good weight now. My French pants fit me again. I'm very excited. I found a number of pairs of pants that I bought in France 10 years ago. And they fit great. That's one of the nice things when you lose weight. It's like having a new wardrobe. Like, you can't wear your old clothes, but you have all those clothes you used to own that didn't fit anymore that you could suddenly fit. No, this is my my Ukraine mapped t-shirt. It's a good. We've used this for the show. We used the blue one, but it's a nice t-shirt. So it's a nice little t-shirt. So, they're doing a food drop in Gaza. Okay, yeah, I'm not up on it. I'm not really up on it. I suspect the Israelis would be careful about interfering with China, would be my guess. Amazon, they're on Amazon. Yep. I've not seen any interview talking about the border. No. I didn't do anything to lose weight. Nothing really. Stress. Stress seems to be very helpful. The other option is move to France. If you move to France, you'll lose weight, or if you get a lot of stress. Those are the two things that will help you lose weight, I have found, at least. And maybe stress in France helps you even more, possibly. But, no idea, Tootly or Tootalooty. Not sure what that is. I did not. I gained weight in Italy. I was not happy about that. I gained probably 3 pounds in Italy. Yeah. France, I lose weight. Italy, I gain. France, I always lose weight. It's crazy. Stress was the only time a doctor told you to gain weight. Oh, that's funny. Greek passport, complicated as always. Basically, I'm trying to find I've sort of decided I need to find a Greek lawyer in Greece who is an immigration expert, because there's a word in Greek, malakias, which any of you Greeks will know. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. never ending with me trying to get a Greek passport, and I'm kind of over it. I didn't lose 3 pounds. No, I've lost 3 pounds recently. I didn't lose it in Italy. In Italy, I gained it. But yeah, I'm probably still up. Actually, I was at 155. I'm still up a little from Italy, basically. Italy, I was down to 155, and then Italy put me up a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, hey, doing sports. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm still trying to get it. It's just very complicated on the Greek passport thing. I mean, what's really annoying with the Greek stuff is like the consulate is trying to get the Greek government, the local Greek agencies, just to find me some documents. We've been trying for a year and they just won't respond to the consulate. And you're like, oh my God, seriously? So, I'm on the hunt for a good Greek lawyer, but a lawyer who is an immigration lawyer. I think somebody who knows the immigration law inside out and can make it happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Mentiras? No, mentiras are lies. This is malachias is bullshit. It's hard to, it's a dirty word in Greek, but it's hard to explain what it is. How tall am I? I was 5'9.5", not anymore, but 5'9". Thank you, Jasko, for subscribing. I don't think it would. Well, I don't want to get into a whole discussion now on the Greek stuff and scare people and turn people away. I'm not sure going on vacation is enough because I think I need somebody who knows how to work the system. You know what I mean? Thanks, Ash. I need somebody who knows the system. Like I can go, but I've got to go with somebody who literally knows how to get these people to do it. Because as an American, I'm a little afraid going as an American saying please isn't going to be enough. But we may have to go. So buy some Trump coin. Exactly. Buy some Trump coin. I need a fixer. That's exactly it. Well, no, that's why I'm trying to find a true Greek immigration lawyer who maybe even knows people. But I'm going to try emailing too. Supposedly you can email the offices. And I'm like, if they're not responding to the Greek consulate's email, they're going to respond to mine. Like, good luck with that. But it's worth a try. So we're going to try. I'm not giving up. As I said, any Europeans out there want to marry me? Maybe that'll be easier. So you never know. Anyway, all right, that's it with the news. We're at our hangout. This is the hangout part of the show. We hang out and talk. So la 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 la. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. What else we got, guys? We could always, like I said, tonight, I was just thinking that I did not color my hair. No, nope. My hair, if anything, my hair is whiter when it's shorter. When it's longer, it's darker. When it's short like this, it looks whiter. You think I colored it white? The gold passport, Trump's one sounds kind of stupid. It probably looks yellow because of the overhead light. Because, well, here, I'll show you. Oops. Wait. Well, here. I'm going to go really bright. This is white. And this is red. So that's like the reddish color light. And that's the white light. I don't know if it changes the color, but we've talked about this before. These lights reflect and make my hair look yellow. Yeah. Now you know why. Very exciting. $5 million. I already have U.S. citizenship. I'm kind of agnostic on it to some degree. Trump's little $5 million thing. Here's the thing. I still would want a background check. I don't think just anybody should be able to get an American passport. Oh, hey, Dune Sport, Thessaloniki. I don't think anybody should be able to get an American passport just because they're rich. Meaning, I want to make sure you're not a creep. You're not a criminal, mafia, whatever, right? Having said that, rich people want to become Americans. I'm not opposed to it. Really not. I want more rich people want to become Americans. Okay. Yeah, you accept me in all colors. Thank you, residents. I think it sounds kind of stupid, but at the same time, it's not, put it this way, it's not one of Trump's worst ideas, right? It's not like killing children in Africa. That's the thing. So like I'm just not too worked up about it. Put it that way. I think when I first heard about it, I thought it was kind of stupid. The $5 million gold visa Trump's doing, but at the same time, there's so many other things that are worse that I'm kind of like, you know. And to be honest, I mean, I have no problem with letting rich people skirt the line. Personally, I wouldn't mind more bring people with money, bring business people, scientists. I'd be okay with bringing more. Of course, Trump is literally kicking out the scientists, but if we were to let scientists skip the line, I'd be okay with that. Give them preferential treatment. Like, I think we ought to have special preferential treatment for like people who truly excel in some field, right? Like the best, literally the best and brightest. I'd be okay with that. A certain portion. I mean, not everybody, because you need everybody else too. But I wouldn't have a problem. So I don't know. Isn't that the question? Poll asked, will Trump sell any gold visas to non-white, non-Christian people? Isn't that the question? Yes. Melania, didn't Melania get a genius visa or something? I think so. Wasn't that what it was? She, as a supermodel, I shouldn't say supermodel, as a model, she got a genius visa. I was like, sure you did, Melania. An Einstein visa. That's it. Let me Google what that is. Let's ask ChatGPT what that is. Let's ask and see. Is it true that Melania Trump got an Einstein visa? Let's see what ChatGPT says. Let's see here. Yes, Melania Trump obtained U.S. permanent residency through the EB-1 visa program, colloquially known as the Einstein visa. This visa category is designated for individuals with extraordinary ability in fields such as the sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics, and requires evidence of sustained national or international acclaim. National or international acclaim? The EB-1 visa is a first preference employment-based blah, blah, blah. Applicants must either have a one-time achievement like a Pulitzer, Oscar, or Olympic medal. I did not know. I thought this was like a joke when I kept hearing about it. So, the dog wants more water. Let's give the dog a touch more water, and then we're continuing with Melania's Einstein visa. This is hilarious. All right, dog, one sec. All right, here you go. I mean, this is absolutely hilarious. So Melania got a visa that typically applicants must either have a one-time achievement like a Pulitzer Prize, an Oscar, or an Olympic medal, or meet at least 3 of 10 specific criteria, which include evidence of lesser nationally or internationally recognized prizes or awards for excellence, membership in associations that require outstanding achievements of their members, published material about the applicant in professional or major trade publications or other major media. Okay, fine. Published material, like her published material, I'm not sure counts as major trade magazines. Original contributions to a major significance field, authorships of scholarly articles. I'm sure that's what she did. Melania authored scholarly articles. This is insane. Melania Trump's qualification. Melania Trump, this is from ChatGPT. Melania Trump, originally from Slovenia, was a professional model who had achieved international recognition by the late 1990s. Her work included high-profile assignments such as appearing on the cover of British GQ and in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Okay. According to her lawyer, she met the EB-1 criteria through her success in modeling, blah, blah, blah. Okay, hold on. Do an analysis of this for me, was Melania Trump eligible really for an EB-1 visa? Do you think so? We're asking ChatGPT. Next, we're going to ask Grok, Elon Musk's. Melania Trump's thing has raised eyebrows due to the visa's original intent. Here's an objective analysis of whether she met. At least 3 criteria. Melania's background. Did she meet the criteria? Verdict. She may have technically met 3 of the 10 criteria, particularly if her legal team argued successfully for exhibitions, media coverage, and high income, but this would be a low-end interpretation of EB1 eligibility. Conclusion. This is ChatGPT. Melania Trump may have technically qualified under the letter of the EB1 law, especially if her application was carefully constructed around the few criteria she did meet. However, from a policy and intent perspective, her case likely stretched the spirit of the program. Many experts believe her visa approval reflected broad discretion in the immigration system at the time, rather than a compelling example of extraordinary ability. If she applied today under stricter interpretations, her approval would be far from guaranteed. Oh, honey, if she applied today, they would give her $5 million and ask her to immigrate. Please, today, please, please. I love that. I love that ChatGPT is throwing a little snark on Melania. It's like, I mean, I've heard people talk about the Einstein visa. I had no idea it was that kind of visa for real. Exhibitions. I know, exhibitions. Nice word choice. Well, that's like in French versus English. Exhibition. The word exhibition, like in English, an exhibition is a exhibition. It's an event. In French, I believe exhibition is when you open your trench coat on the street corner. I remember having to teach the French the difference of that one. Like, was it an expo? In French, it's an expo, I believe, an exposition. An exposition is an art fair. An exhibition is a man who was only wearing a trench coat. In English we say exhibition. It's very funny. Yes, very, very funny. Oh well. Anyway, yes, I think in a few minutes I think we can go to Discord tonight. Why not? We haven't done that in a while, and it's early enough, and there's not much news. We can go to Discord for a bit. Addie knew you probably do have more qualifications. Thank you, Steve, for the gift. Thank you, Jen. Cool. What else? Anything else, guys, or what? She's awake. Sasha is awake underneath. She's in the table in her bed, but her eyes are wide awake. She's just she might be a little bored. I think she's hanging out because I'm talking to you all, but she's not doing much. So anyway, the El Chapo family. Again, I told you, I don't really care, meaning if El Chapo's giving important information to the government, I'm okay with his family coming. I am. If he's turned state's evidence, if he's giving us really good information, I don't care if his family comes. I really don't. As long as they're not criminals, I don't care. Again, because I'm happy to trade for information. Again, not thrilled if they're criminals, but if he were really giving us good information to crack down on like the crime syndicate in Mexico, it's okay with me. You got to give something, if you're negotiating stuff like that. Yeah, Golden Dome, I saw that. Trump wants to build again, I'm not sure against whose missiles. Trump is talking about building like an anti-missile system or something. And it's like, against whose missiles? There aren't a lot of, Hamas terrorists trying to shoot missiles into the U.S. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. So. La 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 la. I didn't see France and Canada. I saw the UK is pissed at Israel and saying they're like pausing a trade negotiation. I didn't see France and Canada. I've not seen. Thank you. Who's that? Addie for the Dizzy Bird. Golden Dome. Well, exactly. Golden Dome. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Exhibit, a show, exhibition, a show, exhibitionist, a shower. Exactly. France and Canada. Okay. And it did well because the UK, it was a joint statement. Really? Oh, okay. I just saw that the UK had like paused an ongoing trade negotiation or something they were having. Anyway. I don't think I want to go. Trump's having his little wargasm parade for the war for his birthday. I don't want to go because I don't want to give him like numbers. I am kind of curious to see it. Like if it's a big military parade, I like military stuff. I'd kind of like to see the military aspect of it, but I don't really want to be adding to the numbers of him, so we'll see. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm all for military stuff. Obviously, they're not him, but I don't like that he's doing that. Well, I mean, again, Aaron Parnas, that's great, but I'd like to know what news source Aaron got that from, and before we could trust the information. Saying Israel potentially first of all, we already knew Israel wanted to target Iran's nuclear facilities. That was weeks ago, and the U.S. talked them out of it. But I'd like to know who he's quoting right now this time. I'm getting that rough voice again. I got to be careful with that. That's why I'm trying to talk softer today, because my voice is being bad. You know what it was? It was a stupid Eurovision, probably. That's probably what did it. I was trying to figure out why my voice is being a bit raspy today. I'm almost thinking we're not going to do, sorry guys, Discord today. I think we're going to wrap this up at 7:00 because my voice being this raspy, I'm not happy about this. This is Eurovision hangover, I think. Pretty sure. I know RFK voice. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. That's for sure. I'm not getting sick. No. This is my voice has been getting scratchy for a while now doing the show, and I've got to be careful. Yeah, lemon tea, whatever. I've just got to be careful that I'm not straining it, because doing the show every day, I'm going to hurt my my vocal cords, basically. Parade's the first week of June, is it? It could be the allergies too. That's true. I didn't think of that, but it could be the allergies. Capital whatever. No, that would be idiotic if Obama was making decisions for the company while Biden was president. That was some crazy ass MAGA thing. Like, that's insane. Yeah. It's literally insane. Yeah. EU's lifting all sanctions on Syria. That's good. Well, that's appropriate too. Canadian bacon. Yeah. Canadian bacon, neither bacon nor Canadian. Well, it might be Canadian, but it's not bacon. Terrible name for something. Avgo lemino. I know. I could make avgo lemino. That is true. I actually they had a super sale on eggs across the street, like one of those specials you get for yourself. And I got $2 for a dozen eggs. So I now have 2 dozen eggs. Maybe I will make soup. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I will make some chicken soup tonight, like a single serving. That's a very good, some avgo lemino. I think I will do that. I think I will. But yeah, I didn't think of that. It probably is my allergies being weird. So probably is. What are you on? I did have a nap this afternoon. That helped a little bit. The nap helped a little, not enough, but it helped a little bit. The weather is weird here because it's cool. Like, it's 68 right now. The next week is going to be high in the 60s, which for Washington, D.C. at the end of May is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's nice in a way, but it's weird, Poached eggs and toast. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. My nephew makes that scrambled egg that I forget what chef does it, where they cook it so slowly for like between 15 and 30 minutes, so that it's slowly, and it ends up being a really gooey, I don't know how safe it is, but a really gooey egg you put on toast. That's really good. So, I could always, I got to make some eggs anyway. Like I said, they're going to go bad. Well, not going to go bad for a while, but you know what I mean? I've got to make sure which carton is which, though. I know I'm getting hungry. You're making me hungry too. I just had some pizza. I shouldn't really be hungry. Is Gordon Ramsay the one? Okay. Oh, that's interesting. What was this? U.S. Air Force intelligence officer sentenced to 36 months in prison for unlawfully possessing and retaining classified documents. Yeah. Unless you're President Trump, then you get to keep them and become president again. I've never succeeded in making homemade pasta. I need to, at some point, I'm going to try it again. I tried once. It was very bad. I did a bad job. I need to just get it. If I get it right, then I'm okay. But singing along to Eurovision, no, because I didn't know the songs. So I could not sing along. I would have sung along to a few of the songs. The Swedish song was fun. I like the Swedish song. Shredded toast and eggs, Greek style. I don't even know. Or tomatoes and eggs. I don't even know what that is, dude. I'm not even sure what that is. Heat on, heat off. Oh, that's what he does. The thing is, it takes a long time, so I'm not sure I'm in the mood for that. Like, the quickie version takes 15 minutes. The long version takes half an hour. I'm like, I can sing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really, I mean, I've never sung other than high school. I can sing. I'm not sure what to sing. And also, I'm not sure I want to sing for you all. Like Toads in the Hole. Exactly. But I can sing. Yeah. Yep. Beep, 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 beep. What else? A concert, I know. Yeah. Singing is funny. Singing clearly is a genetic thing. Like, I'm amazed at people who can't sing. I mean, I think I'm a pretty good singer, but people who literally can't hold a note at all blows my mind. Yeah. Amore, oh, cantare, oh. So I think that I don't even know. I think I was making up those words there, but like people who cannot carry a note, I always find fascinating because I do think it's something genetic. Like it's just in you or it's in you. Because like I'd have to practice to be a good singer, but I can sing. Like it's not hard to carry a note. But obviously, some people literally can't carry a note, and it's just something that's either in your head or it isn't, I guess. But I find that fascinating. I like that. The Izzard of Waz says, just because I can't sing doesn't mean I don't. I like that. That's funny. I mean, very interesting. Deb, are you joking or are you planning on leaving us for a while? Like, what are you talking about? That better not be serious or you're leaving. So just a quick warning. I hope you're joking. What else here? Singing is relaxing. Yeah. Aaron was quoting CNN. I'm sure. Let's see what is going on with Israel and Iran, though. I am kind of curious. Strapazzata? Don't know what that is. Let's see what here. Israel, Iran. Let's see what. My voice is not getting bad, but my voice is still kind of scratchy, though, which I'm not happy about. Yes, this is off of CNN. New intelligence suggests Israel is preparing possible strike on Iranian nuclear facilities. The U.S. has obtained new intelligence suggesting that Israel is making preparations to strike Iranian nuclear facilities, even as the Trump administration has been pursuing a diplomatic deal with Tehran. Such a strike would be a brazen break with Trump. It could also risk tipping off a broader regional conflict in the Middle East. Officials caution it's not clear that Israeli leaders have made a final decision. In fact, there's deep disagreement within the U.S. government about the likelihood that Israel will ultimately act. Interesting. The chance of an Israeli strike in an Iranian nuclear facility has gone up significantly in recent months, said an official familiar with U.S. intelligence. So the chances are going up is where it is. Not entirely clear. The story's a little confusing. Yeah. Iran getting nukes would be a disaster. Iran cannot be permitted to get nuclear weapons, as far as I'm concerned. So, my only issue with Israel going after them would be, is it going to be effective? And is it going to cause more trouble is it going to cause more problems than problems it fixes? That would be my question. Otherwise, Iran cannot be allowed to have nuclear weapons. There's no way. I mean, so, hang on a second here. What else? America Got Talent to see who can sing. Exactly. Well, those guys, I mean, some of those guys can really sing. I don't know what that is, Doughboy. Don't know what that is. Yeah, Sue. Well, Trump, there is a little bit of a weird falling out with Trump and Israel right now. A little bit. He's kind of pissed at them, which is interesting. I don't know if it'll stay that way, but it's been kind of interesting, I do not think Ukraine will get its nuclear weapons back because they have no way of getting them back. Ukraine should not have given up its nuclear weapons. That's for sure. But I mean, who was it that said they regretted making the atomic bomb? I don't think it was Oppenheimer, was it? Who was it? I remember that though. No, we don't mute anybody for simply disagreeing. We mute people for being rude. There's the difference. Einstein, I thought Einstein might have had a little bit of regret too. I don't recall. You're all guessing again. Yeah, I don't know. We can ask ChatGPT if she tells the truth. If he tells the truth. Is it true that one of the creators of the atomic bomb said they regretted their decision later on? Let's see. Fermi. Several key figures later expressed regret, most notably Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, he opposed the development of the hydrogen bomb. In 1945, he met with Truman and said he felt he had blood on his hands. Truman reportedly was furious and called him a crybaby. Advocated for national arms control. Leo Szilard, Szilard, co-authored a letter with Einstein urging FDR to start atomic research. Later regretted it. Tried to stop the use of the bomb on Japan. He became a strong advocate for disarmament. Einstein deeply regretted his letter in 1939 urging the U.S. to develop atomic weapons. Had I known that the Germans would not succeed in producing an atomic bomb, I would have never lifted a finger. Well, but you couldn't have known that. Joseph Rotblat. So it's really Einstein and Oppenheimer who are the two big ones. Yeah. And Oppenheimer might have been the biggest in terms of, I think it was in the movie. Yeah. In terms of maybe the most outspoken about it, you know? Yep. What else? Deep. 1 second here. Well, let me see here. Yep, what is this? Oh, okay. Project Esther. In late April, the Heritage Foundation, this is New York Times, dispatched a team to Israel to meet with power players in Israeli politics. The conservative Washington think tank is best known, blah, blah, blah. Now they were in Israel in part to discuss another contentious policy paper, Project Esther, the foundation's proposal to rapidly dismantle the pro-Palestinian movement of the U.S. Okay. Ambitious plan to fight anti-Semitism by branding a broad range of critics of Israel as effectively a terrorist support network. Okay. Oh, I see. So you're basically saying that Heritage had a whole plot of how to do this by going after Harvard and all these people. They probably did. I mean, I'm not surprised, right? Republicans are good at this. They're very good at like planning things, you know? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, they're already doing it. Hey, Trevor, thank you for signing up as a Patriot launcher over on YouTube. Appreciate that. Do some final gifts as well, folks, on YouTube. If the spirit moves you, please. Yep. That is correct too. David just said, because Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons. Oh, thank you. Who is that? Flower Lady. Thank you. The gift is pretty funny. David just said, because Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons, other countries won't give up theirs. That is true. One of the biggest, I think, fallouts from the war in Ukraine is countries learning, A, if you have nukes, don't give them up. And B, if you don't have nukes, get them. Because Ukraine gave up nukes and it got pushed around by Russia. It wouldn't have gotten pushed around if it had kept its nukes. Second of all, if you give up your nukes and the West promises to protect you, they won't. Third, if you have nukes, you can push around anybody and kind of get away with it. Yes, Russia's paid a price for invading Ukraine, but at the same time, we have, thank you, adventurers, we have, and Lemur and Top K9, we have been coddling Russia. We did not give Ukraine the support it needed to win because Russia had nuclear weapons. So yes, unfortunately, the war in Ukraine is a triple-edged lesson to the world to get nuclear weapons. It's terrible. It's incredibly dangerous. Sadly, but it's true. Yeah. No, I agree completely. Dick Garwin fought nuclear Armageddon. Oh, this is one of the. Oh, he helped design the hydrogen bomb. Okay, thank you for that. Oh, that's interesting. Putin's popularity was dropping in Russia. Thank you, Adventures, for the hearts. That was a Biden fail. Yes, it was. Absolutely. What else? Yeah, reporter. I mean, Republican. Cliff was asking about Trump and Putin and all of that. Republicans did a great job, as they always do. Thank you for the bubblegum, Dave. Thank you, Adventures, as well. Republicans did a very good job, as they always do, of taking an issue that's real and demonizing it, right? Oh my God, Trump and Russia. All you talk about is Trump and Russia. Oh, that was debunked years ago. Really? It was debunked that Donald Trump Jr. said, we welcome Russia's involvement in the campaign. I love it, quote unquote, was the response of Donald Trump Jr. in writing when the Russian government offered to help the Trump campaign in 2016. It's right. I mean, it's a fake story that Donald Trump clearly scared the world when he sided with Vladimir Putin at the Helsinki summit, one of the most horrific appearances of a U.S. president ever in all of history. But Democrats do what Democrats do. Republicans incessantly go, oh, yeah, the Russia hoax. It was a hoax. It was disproven. I mean, the Mueller report. The Mueller report found Trump and everybody guilty of multiple crimes. The Mueller report said the Trump people refused to answer multiple questions about their ties with Russia. So the Mueller report didn't exonerate Trump at all. It actually said they were guilty of multiple crimes. And the Trump people say, oh, the Mueller report, that exonerated us of multiple crimes. This is what they do. They just lie. So on the Russia stuff, Democrats stopped talking about Trump's creepy ties to Russia and creepy allegiance to Russia. And Republicans kept talking about what a lie it was. Are there Greek Catholics in Ukraine? There are many Greek Catholics in Ukraine. I've met some of them. Yes. There's Greek Orthodox and Greek Catholics both. But there's a lot of Greek Catholics. Yes, George. As I said, I've met several. The women, I think both of the women we had helping my mom were Greek Catholics. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Felicia, for the gifts. Thank you, Felicia, again for the goat. That I don't know. I mean, the Greeks were Doughboy was asking, the original Silk Road took Greeks to Crimea. I know that the Greeks were in southern Ukraine. I believe Crimea also, you get a little bit east of Crimea because there's some towns. What am I spacing on here? There's some towns that have Greek names. I'm already forgetting on the names now, but the names are literally Greek, like something Oro or Doro, What's the Ukrainian town? I'm forgetting now, but it literally is a Greek name. And it's because of like Greek colonies going back. I don't even know if it's 2,000 years or more or whenever it was. It was a long time ago. But in southern Ukraine. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say, when the Russians say Russia wasn't there first, we were there first. We were there before the Russians existed. so there, but I'm forgetting the names, but you do see you even see Greek names of towns down there. Yeah. Voice is still scratchy a little. We're going to go soon. Odessa. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, I know there's also a modern Greek presence in like Odessa and southern Greece, or southern Ukraine. Oh, you know what it was? The town the Russians took. Whatchamacallit? Was Odessa a Greek name? Remember the Mariupol? Mariupol is a Greek name. Because I think it's Mariupoli, right? I forgot what Mariu is, but Mariupol is the Greek town, as I recall. I think so. Melitopol, that was another one. Simferopol, Sevastopol. I never thought of that. All the rest of those. Oh, hey, Webedeb. Walking in bright sun. Hold on. Sending Ashley a note. Doop. Anyway. Kherson. I didn't remember. Although Kherson sounds Greek. Like Kherson. Just the pronunciation sounds Greek. But you're in the sun, so you can't see the comments. Fair enough. Mike says Chersonesus, located in southwestern part of Crimea, was an ancient Greek colony founded 2,500 years ago. There you go. We were there first. So there. Thank you, Tarmo. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I can ask here. Again, my chat GPT that I'm starting to like a lot, even though, again, it does screw up. Tell me about the ancient Greek presence in Ukraine. Let's see. Dates back to the 7th and 6th centuries BC, when the Greek colonists established settlements along the northern coast of the Black Sea, an area historically known as Scythia. Oh, Scythia. I remember that name. Main colonizing cities, Greek city-states such as Miletus, Rhodes, and Ionia led the colonization. Grains, fish, slaves, furs. Major Greek settlements in Ukraine, Olbia, near modern Mykolaiv, founded by settlers from Miletus around 600 BC, a thriving hub, minting coins, exporting grain and fish. Chersonesus, modern-day Sevastopol in Crimea, founded around 422 BC by Dorians, developed as a wealthy and powerful city-state, later came under Roman influence. Pantikapaeum, modern Kerch, Crimea. Bosporan Kingdom, interesting. Okay. That's kind of cool. A small Greek minority community still exists, especially in Mariupol, tracing ancestry to the Pontic Greeks and post-Ottoman migrations. Okay, that's kind of fun. Oh, that's interesting then. Okay. Very interesting. So, well, it seems to be a mixture of which people went where or whatever. DeepSeek, but I forget, DeepSeek isn't the Chinese one, right? Which one's DeepSeek? Which one's DeepSeek with? Thank you, Legend, or thank you, Jen, I should say, for the legend. Hold on. Exactly, David. You're not just Ukrainian, you might be Greek. Exactly. 2,000 years ago. DeepSeek's the Chinese one. Yeah, I try not to use the Chinese one. I'm sorry, but I'm not giving it. It's bad enough giving Elon and ChatGPT like some of my personal info when I'm looking for stuff. I'm not giving that shit to the Chinese. That's not happening. You know, I'm not asking it about medication. I'm not asking it about health stuff. I'm not asking it about my family history. I just don't think the Chinese need to know that stuff. Yeah. Thank you, Life. Yeah, there's zero chance in hell I will ever use Chinese AI. You know, yeah, they may, but I'm not handing it to them. Yeah, no, creepy. Oh, the Atlantic. Okay, well, actually, the Atlantic, nicely enough, offered me a free 2-year subscription as an influencer. I was like, okay, so I've got to read the Atlantic more now. I was very happy about that. So, just because Doughboy's mentioning an article there, I need to go pull it up and check it out. You know, so. Anyway, yes, I'm fully aware of all the bad information everybody's got on us already, which is why I don't plan on giving more to the Chinese. Elon speak on Qatar and he was teary-eyed. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you destroy your own company and your reputation. And when you name your kid XAE1, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I mean, I'm sure the Chinese one is very interesting, but I'm still not planning on using a Chinese AI. I just feel like, really? Like, really? It just, yeah, creepy. Oh yeah, okay. That's not a bad idea of sharing some of the articles on Discord. I will. All right, guys. Like I said, I want to go too long tonight. We're 15 minutes short just because I want to be nice to my voice here. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go. Yep. I mean, the voice is feeling pretty good, but it was getting raspy there about halfway through the show, and I am trying to talk more normally here, so that's helping. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. All right. Have a good evening. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, mods, etc. Elon Pilon. But I'll be back tomorrow, 6:00 Eastern time. Thank you, Nick. And just that. Have a good evening, everyone. See you tomorrow night, 6:00 Eastern. I'll be back. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Discord. Signing off of you all, Doughboy, etc. and oh, sorry, that's going to be YouTube. Never mind, YouTube. All right, Discord.